Hey there, knitters. This is Jana with Purl Together, and this week I want to talk about Ravelry. I want to talk about how you can add a project, how you can add photos, how you can make a link to share with others, and just kind of a basic Ravelry tutorial. This will be the beginning of an ongoing series where we'll delve in later to some more advanced search features involved in Ravelry and how Ravelry is a fantastic tool to find exactly what you want for the yarn that you have and the things that you want to knit. It's the best pattern database on the vast interwebs, and if you're not on there, why not? Definitely consider making a free account, and I'll show you why. Before we get right into the Ravelry tutorial, I'd like to give a public shout out and a heartfelt thank you to a few of my patrons. These are people that support this channel financially by pledging a certain dollar amount every month in trade for perks, and you can check out that opportunity over at patreon.com/Purl Together. So this week I'd like to express my gratitude to Eileen Carnevale, Karen Russell, Nancy G, Melodie M, Sandi Carter, and Carol Javes. I apologize if I have mispronounced your name. Send me a private message on Facebook if I have. Again, thank you so much for your support of Purl Together. We couldn't keep these videos coming along every week without you. So here I've just gone to Ravelry.com, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to set up my new project for the Cozy Winter Shawl Knit Along that we're about to begin. So I've logged in, and this is just what comes up. This is Ravelry's latest blog post. And so what I'm going to do now is go over here to the right where it says My Notebook. So on My Notebook, I'm going to click here, and it brings up all my projects. So, or if it didn't, you just go Projects right there. And I want to add a project. Okay, so it's knitting, obviously. And I'm going to name it whatever you want to name it, but for the sake of this, we'll just call it the Cozy Winter Shawl. Okay, now enter the pattern name, because Ravelry will try to match it up with the pattern that is in their database, and they'll make the link for you. So we know that this is the correct one, so it simply says choose this pattern. Click that, and it will auto-populate this, so it creates a link for your project. Say if I'm going to use needle size 10 that the pattern calls for, then I'll just go ahead and choose that. I may change that depending upon my swatching and how that's going to go. Then I'm going to add the yarn that I want to choose. So I know that it's called Malabrigo, and even if you don't spell it right, it's okay. It'll find it. And I know that it's the Malabrigo Rios is the worsted weight. I'm going to click on this little linky right here, and it's going to bring up choices. If I had just typed in Malabrigo and pushed the link, then I would need to choose which Malabrigo I'm using. But I know that it's the Rios. And I know that mine is called Sandbank, yeah, there it is, Sandbank. Okay, if you didn't know the name of it, or you could just choose tan or beige or whatever it is, the closest color. Now I can add the dye lot if I want to. And then how many skeins I am going to need, or how many. You can fill this in after you see how much you use if you want to. You can fill in where you bought it if you choose, or not, or you can just skip that. It doesn't matter. I bought this from the Loopy U in Fort Collins, and I don't remember what day it was. And I don't really care to put in the total price and all that stuff, but you can if you like. All right, I am making this for me. Or actually, I'm not. I'm making it for an auction that I'm knitting it for. You can link to another Ravelry person if you want to. You can put in when you want to finish it by, the size, if there were more than one size, and so forth. All right, so what I want to do now is just save my changes. And just so I've established that project, and now I can go in and edit it whenever I want by pushing Edit Project here, and I can also add the photos. So I do have a photo of the yarn that I'm going to add. So I'm going to go choose files, because the tab that's highlighted here is upload from computer. You can also connect your Ravelry to your Instagram account, Flickr account, upload from a website, and so forth. All right, so I click right here where it says choose files, and then this allows me to choose where on my computer I've saved that photo, and then just simply open that from there and choose upload now. And then Ravelry will automatically resize. Go see there when I click that and it opens it up, and then there you go, that's my first photo. Okay, so that's how you create a project, and it's in my library. So somebody asked in the group, what's the difference between like what's in your queue and what's in your library and what's in your favorites and all that. So this, when it says in my library, that simply means that I have downloaded this PDF and it's in my Ravelry library collection. So whether that's a paid pattern or whether it's a free pattern or whatever, that PDF is in my library, my Ravelry library. So these are all the things that I have on my bookshelf, so to speak, in my Ravelry library. Okay, so if I go back to my profile and I go to my notebook up here, and we'll go back to that project again. Here it is right now. This little percentage thing right here tells how far you are in your project. So for example, I've completed block 4 of 20. And so I told Ravelry via this project page that we were 20% through. So I can click to edit that, and I simply can move this along as we go if I choose. And I'll give it a smiley face here because it is. Okay, so I'm clicking Save Changes, and I'm going to go back to my project section of my notebook, and we'll go ahead and look at this again. Now, if I want to add another photo after I've cast on, that I would simply click here and say Update Photos. If I want to share this, I can share this on a Ravelry message with someone else if I want, or I can share this page with others. All right, if I want to share this with my group, I can share it with any of the groups that I'm involved in, but I'll share it with the Purl Together group. And all that means is when we click here and go to the Purl Together group, that just means that I've recently shared, it comes up right here. See, this is where we've recently shared projects with each other, and I can view all the projects that have been shared in our group if I want to. So, but that's all that means, is that you're sharing it in the Purl Together Ravelry group, and it comes up as one of these thumbnails up here. Recently shared stash is the same thing. That's where people have shared their stash photos. All right, so if I want to go back, I just go back to my notebook and projects, and here it is. So this is a WIP, or a work in progress. So I can add or update photos by clicking here. I can edit the details of the project here. If I want to add notes, for example, I can go down here, and this is just a standard text editor where I can just start typing notes, and then you'd save your changes. Okay, so that's a really quick overview of how to begin a project. If you have specific questions you'd like for me to try to answer for you in an upcoming episode in this Ravelry series, just drop me a comment down below and I'll do my best to do that. As always, thanks for watching.